Niala kasopashiri, samiala zumo, kokiala, sato shamiala. Good evening, good morning, good day, whenever and wherever you are. Thank you. It is joy, an honor, and blessing once again to interact with all of you and all of our physical and non-physical spirit guides. And thank you for all of you bringing your joy, your energy, and your guides, your questions for the Oracle tonight. Liamasavishtia, happy full moon, partial lunar eclipse tonight, all happening right around the same time. I think by our clock in a couple of hours. So wherever you may be, maybe it's already passed or maybe it hasn't happened yet. But the fun is everything is right now. So did I introduce myself? I'm Wendy. This is Dave, my husband. And this is Languages of Lights, where it has been my highest excitement for almost 10 years now to share the idea that everything in creation speaks its very own, very special, unique language of light, for everything is born of light and speaks its own song of source. And however we express that, and however we're excited to express that, and that changes every single moment, every single day. And so we're always invited to share and follow that joy, even if it seems like nothing's connected, because excitement is the connection. And this is exciting for us. And so really what we love to share is all of you joining us if you can. So Dave will tell you how to do that in a minute if you're looking to join in our Zoom room tonight as we broadcast.
This is a live stream Zoom interactive broadcast webinar. So it's free for everyone. If you look in the description of the video, there's a link to just sign up and get the Zoom direct link, and then you could join us on video, on audio. You could keep your video off if you want, but this gives everybody a chance to interact with all of us, and not only myself, but anyone that's joining together in a interactively sharing way. And in honor of the full moon eclipse tonight in September, I'm going to change into my special shirt for the evening.
Your special shirt.
So one moment while Wendy says...
Your special shirt, huh?
My special shirt
And of
for
course,
the
hi to everybody out on YouTube. If you're in the live chat, I want to shout out to everybody. Hello to Mel out there in Oregon, and to all of you who are joining us from wherever and whenever you are.
And we
Are you
wanna-
gonna?
I'm going to do that right now.
Oh, okay. He's going out of the picture. So, and welcome to the throne. Of course, every household needs a throne because we're all gods and goddesses. So I wanted to start out with saying Yato Vespasia and Kila Toa Salvishnoiva Baru Isavasamati Alaki. Our Native Americans have named this our harvest moon, and I felt like once again today was about harvesting that which are intentions that we have placed from the highest places, and to appreciate what we have laid, what foundations we've laid, what seeds we have planted, and then reaping that in the harvest as we celebrate in really every full moon, is this idea of a completion of cycles. And this particular full moon being the harvest moon, and here it is in our part of the northern hemisphere. It just happens to be autumn, and so if you're like our friend Willow here, who is from down the other direction in the southern hemisphere. She's enjoying a little bit different weather. Hi, how are you? If you wanted to say hi, please do. And of course, we always
I'm
encourage
very well,
everybody
thank
to.
you. And hello, everybody else. Hope your day's going great.
Excellent. Yes, it's been a very fun day for us. So you're coming to us from where?
Oh, I'm in regional New South Wales, a little place called Tamworth.
And I would never have been able to say that without you. So so thank you for sharing that. So yes, I always it's such a rare occasion that we get to spend time together. So I'm actually I'm so delighted that you're able to be here. And even though it's morning for you, which is wonderful, and it's evening for us here, I think that that's really exciting too. That we can connect this way, and
It is,
it reminds us all that everything's just now. It's now for you. It's now for me. It's just now. It's just
can
now.
I just say that Tamworth is the country music capital of Australia.
No
That's what we're known
kidding.
for in Tamworth, country music capital. Mm.
No way. That's really funny. That is hilarious. Um, so I wanted to kind of start off with the idea tonight is about opening our consciousness, and we use these tools, these eclipses, and of course full moons, and we can't have an eclipse without a full moon. So of course that's sort of that double energy, and to remind us once again that we are consciousness having a physical experience, and to reiterate that that we get to choose, and we're understanding now we get to choose what we get to explore and experience simply by our thoughts, and how we're coming to understand that our imagination truly is that thread to our higher consciousness. And I love taking these opportunities to like grab the oracle cards, see what comes up, and also to ask others, what are you looking for an answer to? What are you looking to perhaps complete in your life? And we use release a lot, that idea of releasing at the full moon too. But realizing that I hear that word when we release, it's really we become real and at ease, because when we're being real, and we are at a complete ease. And I truly believe that that's why we're all here, is to be completely at ease with what we wish to express in any given moment. And I think there's a lot of, especially now in social media, there seems to be a lot of it has to be this or that. If your channel's about this, you can't explore that. And for me, and I think for many of us, multidimensionally, I started splitting things out, but yet I find we are, tonight is about, I felt the consciousness of the clear crystals tonight, the clear quartz crystals. Now, I want to say happy September to everybody, wherever you are, despite whatever regardless of what season you're in. Happy September, happy Virgo birthdays. We're still in the energy of Virgo. So happy birthday to all the Virgos, including Dave, who's an August Virgo. But so I always have my cute little cake here, my birthday cake for everybody. Wishing all of you a happy birthday, if this is your birthday sign or your birthday month. I don't have a sapphire, I realize. But I'm recognizing too, I'm honoring the crystal, and perhaps even the color of sapphire this month, in celebration of September. And You know what I don't know? Oh, I forgot to look at my card. My card, I have some beautiful cards that were done by an artist, and she has a flower for every month. And I forgot to look up what September was, or maybe I did and I forgot. So anyway, if anybody can remind me what the flower for September is, I'm like, I just looked it up the other day, so sorry about that. I'll have to look it up again. So, but the idea is that we are multifaceted beings. We're multidimensional beings. We exist in all realms of consciousness, and this is just a physical focus of our consciousness, but to remind ourselves that the physical experience is within our consciousness. And this playground that we get to play in together is literally just another conduit. It's just another live stream to our consciousness, so that when we put a question out to the universe, when we have a thought, we're and also we use this energy as the idea of manifesting. Yet I know that we're really coming more into the understanding that manifestation isn't magically bringing something here that isn't already here. It's recognizing that everything is already everywhere, and that we are also everywhere and everything and part of everything. And I believe that those of us who are excited about sharing that idea, sharing that excitement of how we connect to our consciousness, and how do we interpret that connection? How do we share that interpretation with others? What ways does it come out? And I think if we're really honoring our multidimensionality and our entire consciousness, I really can't see how I can't see how I can there's not enough YouTube channels, I don't think, that I could do it's like and yet it's like I'll start an art channel, or we do have an open contact TV where we talk more about like extraterrestrials and opening contact, and yet I find myself just feeling such resistance with all of that, because it's as if I'm continuing to separate my consciousness, and yet I am the epitome of saying, let's honor our multidimensionality. We're all kinds of things and all kinds of beings, and we are existing in all kinds of realms, and bringing that information live stream to back and forth to ourselves and to everything else in consciousness, because there's no outside of all the consciousness that there is. So the more we begin to make that our mainstream thought every day, really does begin to unravel all of these ridiculous, limiting belief systems that do not belong in this paradigm, this frequency, 2024. What is it that we need to harvest now that has nothing to do with, I heard all day, what does do the opposite, start acting the opposite of what you're acting now, to open up that whole new synapse, to say, wait a minute, if I turn the corner, if I do it, go a different direction, if I try something new, I drive a different way to work, or I do something new with myself or my children, or whatever, like Dave and I sleep in the backyard, in a tent. I mean, that whatever, to shift your perspective a little bit and to experience something new. So anyway, do you have something you'd like to share?
Blessed by the Best says hello, greetings from you two. Come join us in Zoom.
Yes. Hang out.
September's birth month, according to
The flower.
birth month flower.
Okay.
According to my phone
you're
here,
okay.
are asters and morning glory.
And that makes a lot of sense, because the morning glories right now are blooming, and mine are just fabulous. They're just that gorgeous blue color. So it actually reminds me of a sapphire. So that's kind of cool.
It says,
Um,
this says the two September birth flowers are asters and morning glories, both of which love the crisp air and early fall of each, evokes the best aspects of those fading summer days. The aster starlight flower blooms in a range of colors reminiscent of sunsets, and morning glories revel in the crisp, dewy morning air.
I like that a lot. So they're representing each of the sunrise and the sunset. I think that's awesome. That's sensational.
Sensational.
Sensational. And I do love recognizing these ideas, because when we recognize the flower, the moon, the Native American, what do I want to say? The what's the word I'm looking for? The sacredness of how they celebrated these solar and lunar, and really all other celestial occurrences. And to remind ourselves also, again, that as we were talking about this the other day, about how the star systems only look the way that they look to us from our perspective. And when we become star, uh, sorry, Puppy wants to be part of the party. And normally, I swear to you guys, she is sound asleep at this time. So it's kind of funny that she's like never awake, but she hears us talking, and I sometimes think she actually knows that we're like, connected to outside. I don't know. It's just really weird. It's like
She feels our energy.
She does. She feels the energy, big time. So anyway, but she reminded me of something I was just going to say about this, this 8 energy and the 2024, the number 8. And today is the 17th, which equals 8. And it's also the 8th year, 2024 equals 8. So today I was getting that double infinity sign. Not sure what exactly that would represent to anybody listening, or to me, but to me, it always reminds me of that. Just, we are infinite. We exist and we are infinite. And we think that there's this beginning and end to everything. We think that there's this cause and effect to everything. But when you start to begin to learn to live in the here and the now, and you literally disconnect the frames of the movie and realize you can switch them around. But once you start to, because you lose then that I need to look into the future. I need to see how this now is connected to my past. I need to know how that past is, how is it reflecting on me now? And when we understand that as much as we hate to like admit it, because it messes with our belief systems, the idea that happened, therefore this will happen, and because I do this, this is going to happen. Once we live and breathe in the here and now, and are not disconnecting, but not focusing on the past, not focusing on the future, and we understand that what we're doing now is all that really matters, the rest of those things fall away. The judgment of yourself from the past, the judgment of maybe what you think you did in the past, or what you think your other reality was, or maybe who you think you reincarnated as. It's time to let those beliefs, allow them to be a choice, but to understand they're not a fact. They're not facts. Beginning to understand the belief is not an existential fact becomes very, very freeing and very illuminating, because it doesn't matter what he, she, they, I did then, when, and what's going to happen now. If I do this, what's going to happen to that, and this person in my family, or my children, or my job, or all that matters is you and your vibration. And that is what's going to drive the train. And this is where we're talking about the track splitting. And really, it's just, what version of reality do we prefer? So,
So a lot of people talk about the idea of being in the energy of the person that you want to be now. And because we live in a quantum experience, the way it actually works is moment by moment, the person that you're defining yourself as being in that moment creates an entire story to support the person being that person now. So your past becomes supporting actors in your story. You might not have actually even experienced those scenes from the past, but you're creating them now so you could tell your story of who you are now. And it works the same way in the future because the future is also actually now. So at any given moment, you could decide to be a different person. You have to be that different person. And the past changes, the future changes, depending on how strongly you want to hold on to the idea of linear progression of time. Things from the past might slowly slip away. You might, and this has happened to me. You're talking to somebody, you know what happened in your now moment, and they have a completely different
Oh, yes.
idea of what went on. Completely different. They lived in their own little reality. We are now in a new reality, and sometimes they don't mesh up properly. So I took, and this happened more than once to me, even sort of in business. And I sort of took it as a learning opportunity to get used to more of the multidimensional idea of creating yourself in the now moment. So instead of saying, you're wrong, this is what happened, and you're crazy, and how could you say these things? I accepted the fact that in his reality, that's how he saw things, that he's deciding to be the person that he wants now. And in his reality, these other things happened, which were, in my opinion, not particularly good things, but that's his choice. He gets to choose his story. And I'm choosing my story, and I'm not going to buy into the idea that somebody else has got to tell me what my story's got to be. So
That's a very good point, because I think we spend a lot of time in this life just, knocking that around, playing that ping pong back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with people in our lives. And to realize that at the end of the day, the minute, the moment, exactly like Dave said, your reality is your reality, and that every single facet of creation is always going to have its own perspective, because that is what creation is, its own perspective. So why continue to argue and fight over it when we just say, I acknowledge that that is your reality. I appreciate the value of that perspective, and allow the synchronicities to unfold based upon that allowance. And that can obviously go, there's so many threads that we can take from that. So do you want to see if she
yeah, I don't want to miss anything, but I'll go check on her
I was gonna
first.
say we should probably just make sure she doesn't
And you
need to
could
go
you
out.
could let
Um,
reload.
but yes, I wanted to say too, I haven't excuse me, I did want to say hello, and I wanted to invite a little light language, because that's part of what we love to do the most. And one of the things that I love to do the most with with Willow is speak light language. So this is and I just want to say, this is an example of someone that I met, and it's one of those inexplicable, oh my God, I know you from everywhere and everywhen. And I had this epiphany. It was after we were in the hangout with Ismail, which he a friend of ours also does events. They're not live, but he posts them on YouTube. And anyway, so we were talking about how how so interconnected we are in multidimensional levels, and how you sort of you meet somebody for the first time from across the world that you've never met before, and it's like this immediate recognition of, I know you, and I don't know how, but I love you, and and the language that you speaks to my heart, and the language my heart speaks to yours, and it's a very, very, I am already getting tingles. It's a very inexplicable experience that for me. And so, speaking of that, and multidimensionally, but what I wanted to mention was from that hangout that we were at, which was what, last Friday?
Yes.
Well, anyway, my Friday.
Your Friday, my Saturday.
Yeah. So, but in the midst of that time, was it yesterday, or I don't remember now, because everything's now. It was, I saw this like recognition that we've known each other since like our beginnings, like the and it was like we've known each other all along. And I know that maybe that doesn't make sense linearly, or maybe it doesn't make sense multidimensionally to people, but the way I want to explain it is like that first separation from source that I feel connected to. That's like that first separation is like how I feel like when we met. And it was a very emotional, like, realization, not that I felt like I knew it. I felt it before, but it was like consciously, I was like, wow, it was like I saw the vision of it. So if that helps maybe other people watching to understand sometimes how that can feel. Nia to vespasiana ke so zono pashariana I ke vespasiani pa entoyo so paria so bari kishono banava hanamaya vai ke li so pasaporishimone I shikimbite so pasapalia. So Miala, I feel like it's the alls of the me's are welcome, the alls of you.
I'm kind of glad you invited a little bit of light language, because I was sitting there for a while, coughing and clearing my throat, and the energy coming through, excuse me, and wanted to be expressed. So, oro ishinar hakoroi echina arkunyara erash mari chena arkumaye chana. My heart speaks to yours. Erish tuna ayakina turumaye sina artukumanye tianato. And to the hearts of all kushtumane kira otu so oricha andrawaya with so much love. Si artukmane tiana arkunyera so aricha kushtanaraki.
Ita ko sopa shiniara, sopa do vespashia. Alla gundia ko sopa ese niato ko kiema de vespasha nitiala, so atukoyame ishakitea savaso tochiana. Would you like to share some light language blessings?
Nuaya ka ene te I ta aio ane anu a ane te ka ane te I tu ane ti ka ane te aio ane ana tu kua ena te I ka ane te I ana tu a ane tu u aia te he ha ne he ha mate.
Ano ko te vespashiana. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Niato vespashia.
The puppy
Since we
and check out a frog.
Oh, she had to go out and check out a frog. Okay. What were you saying? Would you say? Well,
I was going to say, since we started the light language, I felt my frequency suddenly goes, and my heartbeat's going.
Niato vespashiana kalinda fasapatoro no te vespariente via la sebata eshenoko. And that's one of the things that I've been excited to express, and with others, is what does light language do? How does it make you feel? And we don't always need to know why, because really we aren't designed to kind of know the why. But yet, if you just Google it now, it's like you can Google it. You can even ask our devices now, what is light language? And it actually has answers now, because of course, it's just everywhere. And it's really very, very surprising to me, the wildfire that has spread in the last decade. And I was reminded, to those of us who've been sharing it for a while, we were talking the other day about how those individuals that were only 10 years old when we started this journey, when I started this journey, are now 20 and realizing these things. And now the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds now are moving into business, politics. But they're changing the vibration of an entire generation that don't even know what it was like that before internet. They don't even know what that was. And so anyway, I think it's amazing. And how each person has learned from each other about, well, what is it? And what does it feel like? And what are we receiving? And why we're receiving it? And who am I connecting to? Is it the same as speaking in tongues, or isn't it? Source is source as far as I'm concerned. And so we're all speaking to source, whatever you like to call it. So I honor that within you too. And I have in honor of the moon and the full moon tonight. And it is of course nighttime here. So I've got the Moonology deck. And Moonology, Yasmin Bolin, let the moon be your guide, it says on the inside. Moonology, she was actually, if I remember it right, and I've shared this before, but I believe she was also in Australia. She was one of the first readers I ever listened to, really. And
correct, she is.
And I get chills now because it was early on when she had her, and I don't know if she still does have her website. I'm ashamed to say I haven't looked her up in a while, but she made a huge impact on me. And she had on her website a little clip from Seth, who said, "You create your own reality." And I believe it was in the voice of Jane Roberts. And I stopped in my tracks and I was like, something awoke in me. And I said, I have never been told that before. How's that happen? How do I do that? How do I create my own reality? Like, I always thought it was like you're walking through, just going through the motions, and it's already set up for you, and you're walking a path, and this is your destiny, and that's what's going to happen, and blah, blah, blah. And that's not the case at all, that we've come to understand, I think, from a higher level of understanding. And so when I heard those words, I started actually, how I started looking things up was 11:11, and you create your own reality. And before I knew it, I was talking to people from all over the world, all of a sudden, who were like speaking light languages and talking to extraterrestrials, and knew the Seth material. I had never heard of Seth or the Seth material.
No, me either,
Never
actually.
heard. Pardon me?
I haven't heard of Seth either, actually.
Well, maybe that's a door I'm supposed to open for somebody, because that was the first words were that, I'm not saying that was the first words that they ever channeled. What I'm saying is, and Jane Roberts channeled, God, when was it? The 50s? I know you can look it up, but yeah, if that's something new to someone, oh yeah, the Seth material. Now I do not claim to say I have read the Seth material. I have not.
No, I understand the concept of, we create our own reality. I've known that for a long time.
But
in fact, I've got it on my Facebook page.
That light switch went off. And so I found her deck in a shop, I think, and I don't even remember now where I found this, but anyway, and I said, I've got to have this deck because she was so instrumental in my awakening process. So I wanted to first pull a card from the Moonology deck, and really that, let the moon be your guide tonight, and let the moon be our guide tonight, to guide us to where I hate to say guide us to where we're supposed to be or guide us down our path because we already are. We are our path. You're not going on a path. You are a path. You are the path. You are your universe. So do you see how our reality starts to unravel once we begin to start recognizing those thoughts from our higher self that are literally pulling apart the threads of belief systems that we have just like it's like other entities from other planets are like I feel them like knocking on like a hard piece of glass going, I can see you but you can't hear me and you can't see me but we're watching and we can see you, like knock harder, kind of like what was the movie that we just saw where he's knocking on the parallel reality to get his daughter's attention. The movie we just watched anyway.
That was,
and it's like,
wasn't that a Doctor Who episode?
no. We just, anyway, it doesn't matter. Matthew McConaughey.
Oh.
Yes. I was like, what's the name of the movie?
I don't remember.
Anyway, so it's kind of like that, like you're knocking on glass and it's like
it was in the future talking back to his past self
and his daughter. It was anyway.
Yeah, that was a good movie. So Seth Material,
okay,
she started channeling in 1963.
1963.
Her first published book was published in 1970.
Okay.
So people were listening to her channeling since the 60s.
And now we have Daryl Anka, who I will say completely changed my whole reality by channeling Bashar. That was a huge awakening for me also back in 2011 or something like that. So, and when I found him and I found that material, and now he's been doing it also for 40 years. It takes us as human cycle 40 years to complete that whole, like regenerate, so anyway, this is it. Like I feel like this is it. And now I'm seeing Daryl going and doing more interviews, and as he said, there will come a point where I will no longer channel. It's been 40 years and I won't channel the same as I was before. The information will become coming through me differently. And now he's really just teaching the principles of all of these teachings from Bashar, from Sasani, that he is now just teaching as Daryl. And I've always felt this way. So that idea of you create your own reality led me to finding Bashar and then Abraham and all of this. No way. Now this says new moon. Now I know I pulled the new moon card. So between now and the new moon now, okay, a new start is coming. Now, okay, we're in the full moon, we're in completion, but a new start is coming. And doesn't that look a little bit just like an eclipse?
And it is a partial eclipse.
And it is just a partial eclipse. So a new start is coming. A new way of thinking is coming, a new way of sharing and understanding. What do you think, Willow?
Well, I just felt like I had some light language wanted to come through, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to translate because I don't always translate everything that comes through.
Oh, that's okay. You don't have to.
Can you hold the card up again, please?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Arishtona arakina arushina araguhiena. Isita urichi and Ruania karate and don't be afraid of new beginnings. See a tirano kiena truanhiena. Therefore your best good. See arutuguaniera tashana. So much fear. See indaruania. Please let it go. See indarana. See indarana. Release it with this full moon. See itarana so that you can step forward into your new path.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Asabasheni kelevasmose. Se no colianda eshe kiana sa. Asha to koyama vaspato. sono jove elekita vespasiana kikiata. Yes, that was a, and
It's
that's
really
been
relevant too. I find even for myself, it's really
totally.
relevant. I've got stuff I need to release, so I have fears I need to release. And you know, the part that I'm working towards, the reality I'm trying to create, let's just say, is I want to share my light language in a more public arena, but I have so much fear around that. It's been holding me back for a long time.
And it's funny that well, I guess I never had the opportunity actually until I did that event that I did when I met Dave in person for the first time. And actually, that was the first time I had ever done it in public as well. And although I knew the people that were coming, though, were coming to hear light language, and that's what they were interested in. So I was a lot less fearful because I knew that's what they were coming for. But for me, even here, I live in a small town in Alabama in the United States. Um, I I don't do it publicly here. I do not. It is not favored here. It's not something
Well,
public,
we don't
but we don't really
we
know
don't know that.
exactly. It's just
It's
I
the opportunity has not.
okay, well, that's a much better way to put it because I can't say it's not favored because if I haven't put myself out there, but I haven't, okay, you're right. The opportunity has not presented itself. And maybe part of that is because I create my own reality and maybe my own fears, because that's how it works, are going to create a reality in which I get to experience the lack of having those opportunities. That's what it means by creating our own reality.
So it's interesting because I was thinking the other night about people who speak light language, and there are people who speak light language that are not really participating in the same kind of spiritual activities as we are, like that old YouTube video we saw of kids in church
Yes,
speaking light
amazing.
language, and the pastor or whatever he was totally encouraging the
Oh yeah,
entire
and then he was like,
congregation.
who can translate this? He was like, oh, can you translate it? Or what
And
translation
they
did
looked
you
at it as
get?
a gift.
Oh yeah.
The speaking of it, the translating of it, the whole thing, being part of the whole, listening to it. And what I was thinking was that there are so many people now speaking light language of all types that is becoming the common bond between all these people who otherwise
That's
have all kinds
exactly
of different spiritual
so true.
modalities. They do different spiritual kind of things, but yet you could come together and speak light language, and that's the common ground. So you might have
Yes.
somebody who, is an oracle reader or a tarot card reader or a Reiki, person, master, practitioner. They do past life regression stuff. There's everything you could think of, health kinds of things, all kinds of healing things. But yet they're using light language to amplify their work.
Yep.
And together have a common thing of light language.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, hey, Morgan. We're letting her in. And I agree that
And Jody says hello, and she's going to be here.
Oh, great. Oh, good. And really that's true. Light language has literally united me with so many people. And oh hey, there's Manuel. Hey, love, light, and sound back at you. And you know what? I need to show you something if you're still there. I was just looking at these cards and and we're talking about light language. See, there's my throat. I pulled these three cards as we were getting ready to go live. The first one this one fell out, which is funny. Earth, okay? Virgo is an earth sign. Dave has 5 planets in Virgo. He's very earth energy. So here's the card. It's a mountain, sky, greenery. I know there's glare. Sorry, you guys. Earth.
Wow.
So
Oh,
very strong earth energy. And I
yeah.
can feel,
Yes.
yes, like I can. And so,
Tiaranto oia, asianto oia, karano
Asiato.
hiera, si era oia, tu humara,
And the,
eshanto humari kiera da, sieranto ruma henere tina akushtanarkia, so orianata kenehe. Oh, wow.
now,
Oh,
Dave, tell me about this crystal. I forgot what it's called again. I'm sorry.
Oh, the phi.
The phi. Can you guys see how many cuts?
So
It,
they have different numbers of cuts.
yes.
They're typically smaller numbers, but they're made
This
with,
one's,
with
I
lots
think
of
this one's like
I've seen one
32.
that was absolutely huge and it was
Yeah, this,
142.
oh, really?
Mm.
but they're cut at certain angles that
Well,
represent.
I think the one I saw was just completely round, but it was huge and it was so clear. It had a name, but
Wow.
I can't remember it.
And so this was the quartz crystal was what had come to me today as far as using this for our connections tonight. And then so that, oh, and the back of the cards too, I'm sorry, this deck is I'm sorry, is the name on the book? Oh, I'm like, what's the deck? Oh, this is the crystal ally cards. This was a gift. And that's a whole nother story. And I am forever grateful to this person who gifted me with this book and this deck and a lot of crystals. And the back of the card is also a quartz crystal. But what the card that really, and I think I'm feeling, okay, like the light language, amplifying the energy with the quartz crystals across the earth together, and love, light, and sound. Sacred sounds was the other card that came through that fell out. And look, musical notes,
That was
sacred
interesting because I
sound.
felt like singing earlier on.
So it's like that idea of love, light, and sound, and that we're creating a sound across the earth that's like never been heard before, by creation. And that gets into so many other things, but I've never heard of this crystal, chrysocolla. Now I think it's in, I mean, it's in this book. I just did not look it up in the book to see what it means, but I have never even heard of that crystal before. There's the spelling, if you guys can. So I'm wondering if it has something to do with like our throat chakra, sound, bringing sound through, losing our fears of about sharing our light language, losing our fears about sharing when we talk about the throat chakra and sharing our voice, that doesn't necessarily mean speaking and singing. It means, how do you express your eternal voice? Is in what way? What excites you more than anything? That is your sound. It doesn't have to be singing. It doesn't have to be speaking. It doesn't have to be oracles. It doesn't have to be going in front of the public. It doesn't have to be that. It's what is your sacred sound? Because when you vibrate out in your day-to-day life, our day-to-day lives, we're still emitting sound. Even though we don't hear it, we're emitting. Each and every one of us has a very unique sound, a very unique heartbeat, yet it's heard by each other. So
That's sort of like everyone has their own unique ohm.
yeah, exactly. That's a really great way to put it. So I was really feeling that with these cards earlier, that earth energy, and we're in this Virgo energy right up until the day after the autumnal equinox, or spring, wherever you are. And the energies of that, which is next Sunday, and we're going to do another live hangout. So, but we're going to do it in earlier in the day here in our time, so that we can, maybe catch some other people too, but to celebrate the equinox. So then in that 8-8 thing too, about the portal between the Lion's Gate that we had in 8-8, today's of 8-8 vibration. And then I was reminded, where did we hear that today? That I was reminded again today that we won't have another 8-8-8 until 2033. Was it a reader? I think it was an oracle reader, a tarot reader that brought up.
We calculated it. And then just.
No, I mean, it really is that there won't be another one until
but
2033.
I think the tarot card reader was talking about.
You mentioned 2033. Yes.
And we sort of connected the idea of the next time the 8s would occur.
Yes.
Of course, that's also an open contact.
Yes. Yes.
But he wasn't talking about that. He just.
No, he wasn't even talking about that. Yeah.
Out of the blue.
Man, my temperature just rose again. Like, whoo. Yeah,
so I picked this card out of the crystal deck.
Oh.
And
I don't know where that I don't know if I have this crystal. Nurture. So
it's more the image. What is the image?
This means a lot to me. It means a lot to me galactically, and it means a lot to me in a lot of levels.
So there's sort of a moon. I mean, I guess it could be a planet, but it sort of almost looks like
a moon
behind both of their heads. It's sort of blue, so it's not. I mean, it's not Earth. It's not our moon. It certainly looks.
And we've got a lot of green. So I've got a lot of green and blue energy here. So we've got a lot of heart chakra, a lot of throat chakra, but this nurturing your sound, nurturing your sacred self, nurturing something that new beginning. What is it, this new beginning that you need to nurture?
So they're human, but not like completely, very sort of alien human looking.
Very crystalline being looking. I guess that's maybe what I want to say. No soto kushimiata vispasa sevismashiata kile ini genotodia ashanake. Hey, did you want to unmute, Morgan? Did you want to say hey? Hi. What'd she draw? What'd you draw?
Oh, an aura portrait.
What'd you draw?
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
Hey,
Morgan draws aura portraits. Hey, how are you?
How are you guys?
Good. So glad to see you here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. So I drew little aura portraits for you guys.
Oh my God.
So I hope you can see it okay. This is Wendy.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think that's a pretty freaking awesome aura.
And then this is wait. Thanks.
Oh my God. Wow. That is, it's funny too, when you look at them, they do feel like so on, on spot. It's really funny how that looks. And yeah, definitely.
They're really similar too in a lot of ways. Like there's a lot of green in both of them. And I do like that at the very center, they're like pure white. And that just shows me that like the intention behind both, it's just like it's very pure. But the way that you guys express it is different. And I think that's really sweet.
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah. I was going to say, where can you put your information? Jody says, I believe the Chrysocolla has malachite and turquoise. Not sure, but definitely malachite. That's what I thought of, because when I was looking at it, was it this one? Yeah. When I was looking at it, it kind of looks like malachite, almost jade, but
malachite's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that does look that looks like it. Oh, awesome. Yeah, Jody's my not mine, I don't mean to say that. Jody is the crystal person. She knows a lot about crystals. I don't know a lot about crystals, so so I have to look stuff up. But yeah, to vyspašiana kilesapa ashana to Silvasantia Aleki. I was laughing at Manuel. He left a cool emoji. Yeah, Toka. But isn't that great though? Seriously, love light. And that's how he signs how he signs all of the comments that he leaves for my videos is love, light, and sound. And so I was like, oh, that's for you. And I wanted to celebrate tonight too. And this is also for, well, for everyone here, of course, what messages, and no matter what you believe about or what you think dragons are, it's okay. It doesn't matter, because whatever it
I
is
love
to you
dragons.
is all that matters. But I knew I had to get the dragon deck out, and Willow is also very, and I felt that deep dragon earth dragon energy. And
Yeah.
of course there's
Yes.
dragons of everything, but all of a sudden
I
I'm
believe
like,
that's what
okay,
brought me here to Tamworth, quite frankly.
so
The mountains and the dragons. I felt that's what brought me here, that drew me here.
really, see, I
Yeah,
had a feeling
really.
too. I could feel them, and all of a sudden, and I had this, see, I'm getting chills again, even though I'm hot and sweaty. I'm getting chills. Man, those are awesome, Morgan, too. And I was going to say, I'm not sure if it'll let you put it, but if you can put a link in the comments to your channel, so you can, because Morgan does those. She does aura pictures for people. So if you're
Yeah, I can do
interested
that.
in of hanging out with her, yeah, see if you can put your link there. I love encouraging everybody who does anything that is their highest joy and excitement. It is all about, it's all about the sharing. And that's how I always feel about everything. I think that we should share each other. I think that we should spotlight each other. I think that we should highlight each other. Because I think I believe that that's what it's all about is, people need to know it's okay to shine their light. Oh, there goes okay. Well, I guess it's that one, because it just went flying.
And I can also email you those pictures that I drew so you can see them
Oh,
better.
would you? That would be delightful, because then I'm
Yeah.
gonna have Dave print them for me, and then I can hang them.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
I would love that. Oh my God, I would love that. Are you kidding? What a commemoration of this day.
Right.
Okay. Fire and water dragon enables your life to flow with loving force. Prepare for change. Oh my God. Okay. Prepare for change and to move forward quickly. Expect the unexpected. Have fun. Okay, where's
Ja,
my
ja, nere do
yeah.
riashtina arkujarna. Erishtunoch mari ichar okier. Siher do durmaiti shanachachate. Sochtoch na hier doch nerish doch muriach to maya.
And now we've got, look at that, almost looks like an infinity sign. Now we've got this hot orange fiery energy. And then you've got the green chakra, heart chakra, along with our yellow, the sacral. And look at all that earth energy. Look at that, the trees, the mountains, fire
Si
and
adoro
water.
dana arkiana aruko. Si aro ayana arunyar akiana. Si aro yana hatine aruye. So orinya aturo hanai. That felt a bit like Mother Earth. But I wanted to say with that picture, like when I sort of embody my dragon self, I'm orange.
Really? And it's funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that orange that you, because look at this, you guys. I love this jacket so much. My sister gave this to me for a gift. I mean,
It's
how cool is
beautiful. I
that?
love it.
And it's got a sun like right in the middle. And it's like, I absolutely love this jacket.
Mm.
So the colors made me feel like this fiery energy. So fire and water.
I have a blanket on my lounge, which is orange.
See? Nyato vespashina ki antavespe ashana konyama esavasoparia. And here's the back of the card. I just want to show everybody. Okay, no way.
I
No.
have that.
See?
It's beautiful.
Okay, come on. this is why I love what I do, because the synchronicities are freaking me out. Are you I'm just going to show you first. Orange dragon.
Of course.
No way. Sitting on a stone wall. Orange dragon. Brings soul families and communities together. No shit, Sherlock.
Roshana, Tinahara, Tuni, si Arakukuanare, Shenantarutana Hitira, so Uruanya, Atarana, Ashinana Kena Tiana.
Niatoke. Spread, belonging, warmth, and oneness. Bring people everywhere together.
That's what I aim to do.
That's okay. If you didn't have permission, now you do, because and this is what we're doing tonight. This is what Dave and I do. This is what I love to do. Bringing people together. Orange, that really sacral, and then the yellow solar plexus energy, sacral. Yeah, I said sacral before, and I meant solar also. But look at the sun inside that sacral energy. That
Shuhna Aka,
yeah,
Sia Anna Ukani, Ukena Atina, do not be afraid to stand in your power. Su Nara Kiana Atirene. There is so much you can bring to the world. Don't hide.
Bring soul families and communities together. There you go. There is your answer. That's my answer. Every time I doubt what I'm doing, every time I don't want to step up to the plate, every time I think nobody gives a shit, every time I think that it doesn't matter, because we can live every day choosing when to put ourselves out there, when not to. And it really, at the end of the day, doesn't matter, because you're loved. We are loved eternally, and it doesn't really matter. But when we're doing this kind of work, I got distracted by something in here in the picture. When we step out, we are definitely bringing our soul families and our communities together. And it reminds me, and all of you out there, like you said, the new beginning, and that's it. I mean, there is your answer, the orange dragon. That's you. You are the orange dragon.
Yes.
I mean, seriously. Spread belonging, warmth, and oneness. Bring people everywhere together. And that's one of the things that I have always said about how excited I am that we have this tool called YouTube to bring together all of us from everywhere. To me, it's magical.
We lost Morgan.
I saw that. I was like, where'd she go? She disappeared.
So anyone watching right now, we are live on a Zoom webinar. So you could click on the link in the description and join us live in Zoom.
Yes. So if you're just now
Yes,
seeing
come
that,
going.
hop in. And I was just looking at a message from Calichrist. Just came out of meditation, and blue and orange were in it. I mean, that is just, how awesome is that? How awesome is that? I love that. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna hang on to these. And I'm going to go to, okay, well, I'm gonna come to this one next. Wait a minute. This one. I love this one. Wait, I'm gonna do this one next. All right, so something said to me today, or when, I forget now.
And Jody's here.
Oh, hey, Jody. Something said to me also to bring the unicorn energy in. Now, I know this may sound a little offbeat, but I don't know. I'm just going with it. So there was something we saw that reminded me of unicorns and a couple of things. So anyway, Oracle of the Unicorn.
Well,
So
the Eclipse unicorn.
oh, And that's it. That's why. Okay. Sorry.
Mm.
I digress. Okay.
Mm.
And some of you may already know this, but I have a statue. It's about that big. Sorry, Dave. A stone statue of a unicorn, and it sits on my stone wall right outside my house. So today being Eclipse, its name is Eclipse. So today being Eclipse, I thought of Eclipse, I thought of the unicorn energy and that playfulness, that being fun, playing in the full moon, because you can see outside at night. And we're also being invited right now, I'm hearing, we're also being invited to spend time out there in the full moon because you're going to see things you'll never get to see unless you got the moonlight to guide your way. So, and look at the beautiful energy.
Oh my God, Wendy, you're not going to believe it. I have that deck also.
That doesn't surprise me at all. That does not surprise me at all. Hey, Jody, is she in the room?
Jody's in the room.
Jody is in the room. Jody has entered the room. The crystal lady, crystal. Oh, this just flipped out. Oh, come on. See, you guys, how much I love this. Rebirth. And okay, and it made me think of the baby too. Okay, so rebirth, reinvent yourself, give life to your dreams. And that's what that's what this whole energy was about tonight, was breathing life into your dreams, bringing that vision to fruition. The harvest, create a new reality. And look, can you see the unicorn in the flower?
Yeah, beautiful.
Rebirth. So what in complete harm, and look, is that not orange? No te inake. So beautiful, always so beautiful, always so beautiful. Hey, Jody, are you holding something up? What do you got there? Say hey, hey, hey. Oh, what do you got? You're muted. Do you want to talk?
I'm just getting a drink. Did you hear me?
Yep. What'd you say? You're just getting what?
A drink.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, me too. Okay, cool. Go get a drink. Sorry, guys. Yeah, to vespasiana kilia sapa soto kuyama atuku shoya.
I'm looking at my computer because since we're over our event time,
Oh, are we?
the registration link is not going to work anymore.
Oh,
It'll
because
come
it's
on
over an hour.
'cause it's
Okay.
past the end
Oh,
time.
shoot. Can we just
But-
post it
But
somewhere?
I'm going to post the Zoom link directly in the chat.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't even realize see how fast it goes. See how much I can't believe it. An hour has already gone by. The zimasiato genete is zimasoposhana is a kotitasiana. Oh, so we also look at the full moon as being magical. We look at the full moon as also being a gateway. So I've got gateway here too, but that magical things can happen on a full moon, that we have superpowers on the full moon, it just reminds us we always have superpowers, but it reminds us that we have superpowers, and it reminds us that we can see things in the dark, and we'll get to that next week talking about balance, but in that idea about the moon and balance and moonlight and us being able to literally see in the darkness. is such a beautiful metaphor for us as a gift to humanity, for us to say, you can always see the light in your darkness, always, because you don't carry the light within your body. You are the light, and you carry your body within your light. And I love this deck, the Magical Spirit deck. And we're just going to show you up close. The brilliance of you. So bringing out the brilliance of you, bringing out the brilliance in all of us. And the inside says it all too. Trust yourself. Trust yourself that you are that magic. You know, thank you. I think so. And we wouldn't have a full moon without the sun. It is a reflection. It's a reflection. So the moon does not create its own light. It is a reflection of our light. And that idea, once again, is the reflection of our light, being able to see that, to know that we always carry that light within our darkness. And yet actually our darkness is simply an experience that our consciousness wants to explore. And when we can accept that and allow that our darkness is not something that's against us, or that we have to push through, or that we have to get rid of, or that we have to, it's to recognize and appreciate and allow it to say that whole yin yang thing, that your darkness, you are always light, but you are so powerful. We're so powerful. We get to experience the darkness within our light, so that all that is God, source, whatever you want to call it, can have this perfectly beautiful, unique experience through you who are the most unique person. We spend so much time comparing ourselves and looking at ourselves from other people. And it's like, we're all supposed to be beautifully unique. And until we see that rebirth, it's time for our own rebirth to see that. And you don't need it all figured out. The gifted guide, stars, chaos, and opportunity. We don't need to have it all figured out. That is part of the gift of the experience. We don't have to have it all figured out. Look at that happy mushroom. You are the gifted guide. I think a lot of people too think that they need to have something more to go out into the world to do that thing that they're excited to do. Because if you already are excited about it, like light language, or sharing your aura paintings and pictures, and or oracle cards, or whatever it is that you do, you don't need to have it all figured out, because you're going to already have everything you need to do that thing that you want to do, because you are the gifted guide. You don't need more of this or more of that to go do the thing that you think you need to learn more to do. You already hold all of it. And the stars are chaos, but yet it's perfect. I was looking to see what else in here. And when we realize that we don't need to have it all figured out, that's when the opportunities arise. Because don't we sort of think that if my hair just seems to have a mind of its own now? And this is number 20. When we think we need to have it all figured out, it's like we're stuck in concrete, or we're stuck in mud, or we're stuck in, you know what I mean? It's like, you think you got to have it all figured out, and I got to know more about this, and I got to know more about that, and I have to be more spiritual, and I have to go to this class, and I need to go learn this. No, you don't. You don't have to have it all figured out to go do the thing that excites you. I have nothing figured out ever. It's like, no. And Again, the sign, I'm pretty sure. I have no idea. That's what it says up here. So no, none of us has anything figured out. The best thing to accept is that none of us have anything figured out. We're not supposed to. That's why we're here, to play and figure it out and be our child self. So, and the magic mushroom. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. Hey, Jody, did you want to share anything?
Jane Ladder, first time to be here.
Hi, Jane.
She says the moon tonight is awesome.
Woohoo. Yeah, we really love doing this. Oh, go ahead, darling.
Unicorn. It's my granddaughter's, but it's
That's
there.
awesome.
I just happened to notice it when I was looking on the side of my head. I was like, oh my God, she's not going to believe this.
Show it again. Oh my God. Okay. And she's got you got a dream catcher there too. And I have all of my feathers here, and I've got my medicine pouch, and it's got a little dream catcher on it. I have all this stuff that is, I have a lot of stuff here, crystals, pyramids, gifts from so many people from all over the world. I love you guys so much. I'm just so blessed to have met so many people and then have all this stuff here behind me and to share with all of you. So isn't that funny that you just happen to have a unicorn behind you? And a pink one too, because my room up there is pink. So in honor of in honor of that here, oh, where is it? Let's pick another one. I'm all over the place here.
I had an idea.
Oh, tell me. Okay.
It's going to be a surprise.
Oh, you have a surprise. Okay, wait, where did you throw? Oh, here they are. And I love the Aurora Borealis on the backs of these cards too.
Yes, absolutely.
Ja to vespaši na tebe smasiara. Light. A ja to kipi smasia shana tebe smasiara vesimosha. Alakimibara kono ata. Oop, this one's sticking out. Intuition. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Really, heart? No kidding.
That's my surname.
I know. That's why I said that. Heart, no kidding. That's why I was like, okay, intuition. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Use divination. Oh, where is my pendulum? Use divination tools to help you decide. But that could be anything, you guys. It doesn't have to be it could be anything that you choose as your divination tool.
Yeah,
But a lot
can
of
I
times
just share?
people,
I went to Mitchell Coombs is a well-known psychic medium guy here in Aussie, and I went to one of his workshops. And he one of the little tricks one of the little methods that he shared with us was that you could just have two little pieces of paper, simple as two little pieces of paper. Write yes on one, no on the other. Make sure that they're identical, and you fold them up. You make sure they've got to be yes, no answer questions, but you ask a question and you just sort of jumble them in your hands, hold one in each hand, and then either you'll get a feeling in one hand, or one hand will want to raise or lower, or feel heat or tingling or something, but you just kind of get this impression this is the hand. And then you open it up and you get your answer from there. And I use that when I'm really confused. And because even if I draw my cards, I can still get confused by the message they're trying to tell me, probably because I'm in resistance. But so I find if I use the little yes-no technique with the little bits of paper, that works every time. I don't always like the answers that it gives me, but it's always right. So that's just a really simple divination tool, like just a yes and a no.
I like that. Very simple. And yes, many of us use pendulums, but you're absolutely right. It is that simple. And I think that's where
using a pendulum for ages.
that is where, yeah, because it doesn't work for everybody. And then, but what you said was important. I may not like the answer, but it won't lie to you. You know, it won't lie to you. So, and the funny thing is, follow your intuition.
Actually,
intuition.
pendulums don't work for me. I was looking at something online and I spotted a malachite pendulum, and I just went, wow, I've got to get one of those. And I did. And that one works for me. So my guts told me that malachite, because I'm really drawn to malachite. I love malachite. And so I
Funny.
kind of had the feeling that the malachite pendulum would work. I've tried all sorts of pendulums, or different crystals and God knows whatever else, and nothing wanted to work for me, but the malachite works.
Huh. That's a good
So that's
point,
really
you
interesting.
know? I mean, that is a good point to make, because if somebody's thinking, well, this doesn't work for me or that doesn't work for me, maybe it's that the vibration of the stone that you need just hasn't, you just haven't met it yet, you know? And I know Jody has a lot of crystals too. So, um, and so I think that that's true. I think that maybe, because when I picked my pendulum, it it's sort of like I saw it. It was the first one I saw, and then I went and looked at all the other ones, and then I came back to that one, and that was the one that I ended up buying. You know, it was just kind of like that was the one that spoke to me. So trust your intuition. I really like that. You know, keep it simple. Do the piece of paper, you guys. It's kind of like flipping a coin. And then, like Bashar says, flip. If you can't decide, oh, I don't know what my highest joint excitement is. Okay, fine. Flip a coin. One side's this, one side's that. Flip the coin. You see what you get. How do you feel with the answer you got? Do you like the answer? Do you not like the answer? That's going to tell you what you really want. It doesn't matter what showed up. What matters is it showed you what you wanted. Because if you get the thing and you're going and you're disappointed about the thing that you got, well, maybe that just goes to show you it's pointing you to the thing you really do want. And that's the beauty of this stuff and these divination tools. I found out I could divine water in the earth. I had no idea. I didn't know I couldn't do it. So I just picked up the rods. They were brass rods. And I'm telling you, I have never felt anything like this before, you guys. Like, those rods crossed before me and I could not walk. The force was so strong. I can't explain it, but I know I did it. That was so I just happen to know that's a divination tool for me. Like, I know without a shadow of a doubt, I can find water. I'm like, huh? That's pretty darn cool, you know? And my dad's like, that's bullshit. He's like, that's crap. No, you don't. That doesn't work. You can't do that. I'm like, okay, maybe you can't do that. But see, that's where our belief comes in, right? He doesn't believe I can do it. He doesn't believe he could do it either, then apparently. But I'm telling you, not only did I find water, I dug a well. That's how sure I was. And there was water. So I can't explain it, but that's kind of how a pendulum works too. If you tell it to, if you set your yes or your no or whatever you want, you know, it's going to tell you the truth. Now, you may not want that answer, but that's still an answer to tell you you don't want that answer. So it's still a blessing. So yes, trust your intuition and remember your magic. Because guess what? The magic card came out. Make a wish, and let's do this tonight together. Now, under the full moon, or whenever you watch this.
Now, I thought it would be cool, but I'm not sure how cool
What are
it
you
is.
doing? Oh, do you got the picture of the moon outside?
This is
No, you don't. Can you get it?
I
that's
can see it.
the current moon.
That's the current moon. Oh, you couldn't zoom in any further.
No, because when I'm in the Zoom app,
Oh,
it doesn't
let you
adjust
zoom.
the camera
Okay.
zoom or anything.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's pretty small, but hey, it's the full moon.
But that is the current live.
We really wanted to be outside to do the hangout outside, but it was just anyway.
It's my phone.
It's complicated.
Sitting outside. Pointing at
So
the moon.
there we have the moon. We pulled the magic card after just looking at the magical spirit deck. Make a wish, believe in miracles, magic surrounds you.
Oh, and I
Look
love the little
into
fairies.
Look at that. Oh, I didn't even see it. See, you guys see stuff sometimes I don't because I'm farther away from the camera. Look at that fairy. You are right. There's another one.
Yeah, there's
There's two.
two that I saw.
Oh my God. Wait. I'm looking to see what else is in the main. And did you see the spiral? Oh
Yep.
man, I just love. I gotta show y'all again.
Mm.
There's the other fairy. Here's one. Here's one.
Yep. Yep.
That's so awesome. I love these cards. So yes, no, it's all in your hands. It really is all in your hands. Trust your own intuition. And then the next step is drop the piece of paper. Forget about the piece of paper and learn to trust your own yes and no. It's right here. It's right here. Just trust it. That's all. And that's what these full moons and these, all of these permission slips, that's what they're there for. Just to remind us we're already magical. Oh, and truth. That which is true will always be enough. The truth card. Honor. Sometimes it's hard to read these. Honor, Empress, and integrity. And this actually has 2 crescent moons.
That's a nice card.
I like these. I really like this deck a lot. So there it is. The third eye, trust in your third eye energy. And this is number 37. I'm just pointing that out in case that resonates with somebody, or the number 10. That which is true.
Or
will
one,
always-
which is also new beginnings.
Exactly. Oh, come on. Another magic card. Come on. Seriously. Power, beginnings, transformation. I'm not underestimating my own magic anymore. Number 8. Today's the 17th. It equals 8. 2024 equals 8. This is number 8. I'm not underestimating my own magic anymore. Oh, where am I, Dave? Sorry. He's doing stuff with the camera.
I love the number 8. My birth date is at 8.
Is an 8 on the 8th?
On the 8th of the month, yeah.
On this month?
No. April, but
Oh,
it's
April.
the day.
Okay, on the 8th. Okay. So number 8. Well, I just look at all the images in here. I really like this a lot. And then look at her in the middle. She's in her power. She's got the mountains behind her. She's got what appears to me could be water. She's got the sun. She's got her path. He is not going to underestimate their power and their magic anymore. And that's what these hangouts are for us to help us all remember that we're not going to underestimate our magic anymore. And I really, where's it? I don't know where they are. We have a Lemurian crystal.
You've got the Lemurian deck now. I've got that one too.
Yeah, figures you do. See, I have them all stacked up here, and I love the images in this deck so much. Even though on the front, Dave's making me crazy. He keeps changing my camera angle, and it's like, where am I now? I'm like, oh, I lost myself. I love all the images on here, but that being right there on the front, I just love her.
And there's all those lovely little rays of light language that are coming out of around her head. His head, her head.
Oh,
his
yes,
head.
that's symbols. And I was going to mention that to other people too. Here, I'll do a really close up on it. See the symbols? Yes, that's something I also started doing a long time, many years ago, when I started looking at the sacred circuits from Bashar, and I started writing symbols. And what has really surprised me lately, and I've been noticing like Facebook groups and stuff, how many people across the world are writing. It's like, how do we write the same symbols? How are we coming up with the same light languages? How do we recognize each other's light languages? How are we writing so many similar symbols from all of us all over the world? Galactic glyphs, sacred circuitry. And here's the back of this deck.
Yeah.
I just really love the symbolism in these cards. eh, well, life force energy is the first one.
Mm.
We are life force energy. We don't have to find it. We don't have to connect it. Look at the dolphins up at the top too. We are life force energy. All of us. It's not like we have to look for it. It's not like we have to find it in another person or another place or another building. We are life energy. We are life source energy. We are, that is who we are. I look at, I just love that. Look at that. Yes. She's like, yeah, I am life source. I am life source energy. And this actually almost looks, oh, it is a dragon. Are you kidding me? Number 40. Oh, wait, what was this number? Sorry. That was number 34, which also equals 7. This is number 40, radical expansion, and it's a big white dragon. So the white
Beautiful.
dragon.
My first
white
dragon was a white dragon, a snow dragon.
No kidding.
My first dragon was a snow dragon. She was white.
Well, maybe she's talking to you. Maybe she has a message for you.
Maybe.
She has a
She
message
saw herself.
for you.
She's a bit far away. My second dragon is the one that's been the most prevalent in my life, really. He's very powerful and very huge, and he's like he was green when I first met him. In fact, if you
He
see,
was green when I first met him.
yeah, because as he grew, because I first met him, he was what they termed a youngling. So, and I met him at this is going to sound really weird, but anyway, I met him it was in a meditation, and it was a bonding ceremony. So the dragons were parents with their young were flying in circles like in the sky, and then their youngling, their child, the young dragon had to choose a human with whom to bond. And so my dragon landed alongside me, and he was probably about a head to 2 heads taller than I at the time, and green. In fact, if I turn my camera off, you might, I don't know if you get my, hang on, my image. There you go.
Oh,
That's what he looked like. I bought that plate because I thought, oh my God, that looked just like my dragon. And as he's grown older or become more mature, I'll show you something.
I love it. Isn't that cool? I mean, and just that this deck happens to be not a dragon deck, but it happened to be that I pulled a dragon card. So that
He
was
now
kind of
looks
funny.
sort of like this. I don't know that the light's going to show it up there, but this is actually rainbow hematite. And so this is how he looks. He's sort of very, very dark. It's almost, almost black, but an extremely dark green. And then he's got this shimmer, rainbow shimmer across his body. And he's just glorious. I love my dragon to bits.
We have, and actually, we also have several crystal dragon up here on the shelf too. So yes, they're all definitely in good company. Different shapes and sizes. Absolutely.
Oh, remember this
Crystal
one?
dragon.
This one was gifted to me by a friend.
Oh,
It's a dragon
that looks
head.
that looks a little bit like Dave's. Dave's big
And
dragon.
this crystal is called sphalerite. I'd never heard of it before, but it's really precious when a friend gifts me with a crystal, because it generally means there's something very, very meaningful in there.
What is the name of this crystal? Do you remember? I don't want to drop it.
Gorgeous.
I don't want to drop it on the keyboard.
Gorgeous.
It's like super heavy. It's almost maybe like a jasper, perhaps, or it's kind of like a green. It's the lighting's really weird in here, but it's kind of like a green and a purple. And we've got a few of them. There's a tiger's eye one up here.
I'm gonna go get my phone.
Oh, okay.
This is the only dragon one I have, and it was gifted to me, so it's kind of special.
That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I know we're all crystal crazy, you know. Niata Vespashinata, Ikela Sabasamasha, Ana Visabasa, Shanakotia Melavasparishino, Elzamasateriki. And of course, I was gonna wear this, but you can't really see it anyway. It's just fun. Oh, it's supposed to light up. I don't know if it's actually still, I think the battery died in it. But anyway, it says, keep calm and sparkle on. I
Oh
haven't
no.
had for a little while. I've been pulling things out of my treasure box here to sh- to show people. And this
Well,
is
I'm
another one.
wearing moonstone at the moment, so in honor of the
You
full
know,
moon and the eclipse coming
I
up.
was actually I was looking for my moonstone crystal and I couldn't find it. And then here's another one. This is a different one, but it's another one of those.
That is beautiful.
Isn't it amazing how
Mm.
when they cut the facets, it really is amazing to me. The sacred geometry vibration from these crystals is absolutely amazing. There's a specific name though for them that not phi. It was a very specific name that you had that there was for these.
Oh,
Um,
oh.
you'll think of it. Yeah, so that's some I happen to have some fortune cookies here that I was like, oh, let's pull a fortune for us tonight. I don't really eat the cookies; they don't taste very good, and usually I have so many of them that they get super stale. So I just like making videos to do fortunes.
Vocal.
That's it.
Yeah.
Vogel. That is a Vogel
Vogel.
crystal.
Mm.
Oh, for anybody who's watching this, I'm telling you, the vibration from these crystals is unbelievable. Vogel, Vogel, correct?
Yeah.
Um,
A
it just anyway,
Vogel phi.
that
Oh no, it's not. It's just a Vogel.
Vogel crystal they're called. Well, anyway,
The phis are the like little
oh my
diamond
God.
looking things.
My whole, I got so hot all of a sudden. Okay. Phew, like really hot. Okay. Okay. Here's our fortune. So I broke the fortune cookie just now. The back is French, but I don't read French or speak it. Good things will come to you in due time. And then there's some lucky numbers there too. But so if you guys want to stop and use those numbers for like, I don't know, the lottery or something, go ahead.
Oh, 8's in there, of course, and 44,
Oh, there
22.
you go. 8. Yep. And so
And 44, those two numbers jumped out at me straight away.
so there we go. Well, we already know that anyway. Good things will come to you in due time. And I know everything, we're reminded that everything does come to us in our own perfect timing. And it always seems like it's never the right timing, but it always turns
Yeah, I
out.
know. I get that message quite frequently. Like, it's interesting. That came up again today because I'm always a bit like, yeah, I know that, but when? Like, I've been waiting, so long. Like, it's about time, don't you think?
Well, it's funny because this one article says they're
Can't see
phi
you.
Arcturian Vogel crystals. They're Arcturian.
What?
Oh, wow. Хорошо,
Mm.
здорово, я рада, я сейчас ревную.
Isso, não. Dico que, mas eu penso que me achando que Yana kate, oso kote mama shoku. Ha na 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 na. Ekatake my passion my glasses are all fogged up. Ina ko paspasia na shekatukua. Sono baya manea toko shupahi. Si sono peusa, sono tushimiana. Yaka, I mashapatomea saba. I was reminded just now that every single one of us comes and leaves physical reality through the Arcturus gate. Neapospashinatia sabasunoshe ilakinibi sumasoma semishe apa. And it's like I'm seeing them, the baby, for every birth, Neabokasmashianatevishmatia, we're literally immersed in that energy, that divine love. I don't even know, there's never enough words in our vocabulary to explain the things that I feel, but I felt that Arcturian love, like,
Yes.
we hold you in our arms from, like the moment of your inception, and we walk you through the gate, and then we walk you back through the gate. It's like it was Yeah. Yeah. Kospasniata. Se so matishini ite. It just felt very, very, very loving. So thank you
Yeah.
for bringing that up because I didn't realize that.
Yeah, this is probably for another day.
Another day. Okay.
But the crystals are cut at 5 angles, and someone had channeled Metatron asking about the vocal phi crystals, and
Oh.
there's a lot of interesting things.
Oh, well, we'll have to do more of that
However,
crystal talk.
phi
Crystal talk.
crystals then are the fabled philosopher's stone that assist your consciousness into the unit of the crystalline alchemical moment of now.
That is why I was guided to bring these crystals tonight. It was like that was the crystals that needed to be present tonight. And to remind us all that every single being, you guys, physical, non-physical, our guides, all the guides here bringing us all these messages tonight, we're all part of that beautiful crystal. And all of that information is being like all of you and all of that, and is all now in this crystal. Like this is what we really don't understand. I don't think as fully as we can, is the power of these crystals, especially these clear quartz crystals, and um and just the ability for the amount of information that it's like every time I bring these, I feel them showing me like it's all of how all of this information is stored here. And yet it's like, how do I explain it? Like it keeps getting stored, and then, but not just stored, but then shared out and shared out and shared out. So it's like being like fed and shared at the same time. But it's almost like a snowball, like like it keeps accumulating energy and accumulating information, and then communicates that information back out. It's like that's just what the crystal's telling me. Like that's like part of its job. To be able to in in its own way, I'm gonna see if I can explain this. In its own way, it is also a part of source, a facet, literally a facet of the crystal and of source, relaying information back and forth to source and only in its own way. And its own way is its own way, and only one unique way, the different from every other crystal in every other way. But this is how important it is, how each thing serves source by our recognition of it, by its recognition of us, by the recognition of it and it in its entirety, and then how it's receiving and sending information back and forth to source in only its unique way. That is how important each and every one of us is, and our multifacets. If that translated correctly. Anyway, sometimes it's really, you get all this information and it's like, okay, how do I explain that, in just human words?
Well, interestingly, these particular crystals, and that one in particular, have a very strong and concentrated energy. And if you even a little bit can feel the energy of crystals, this is like shocking.
Yeah.
And you literally can point it. And where's one of the other ones? What do we do with those?
Which one?
The other
ones? Oh,
here's one.
I'm like, where are they all?
So this one, for instance,
Oh, here's one.
like if I point it into the camera.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to see your own camera.
It's sort of like a magic wand. And I don't know if any of you can feel that energy.
Yes.
But yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It's just like a little laser into my solar plexus. It's where I felt it in my solar plexus.
Didn't we hang one of these in the top of the teepee?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
It was like we made
And
a
that's to,
vortex.
and that's to remind people too that, to put your, hang crystals in different places. I think everybody already knows that, but, that just is reminding me about different places to move them around the house to set your intentions in different
Mhm.
places of the house, um, Jane, you're amazing too. Thank you. You're amazing too. We're just a reflection to all of you. Okay, so I think how late? We're running late on time, aren't we?
Yeah, 8:49.
Okay, well, we'll
So
wrap it up.
I was thinking too, just about the moon and the eclipse, which is what time is the eclipse supposed to happen? 10?
Well, our time, it was like 9:54 PM or 9:30
So
PM
in about an
in our
hour.
time. And then,
In about an hour. So I was just thinking about the moon and the moon collective consciousnesses.
we did talk about that
And
yesterday.
uh
There is a moon collective consciousness.
and the moons surrounding the other planets of even our own solar system. And if you think about the idea of collective consciousness, because everything has consciousness, any idea that's sort of exciting has its own collective consciousness. So planets have collective consciousnesses, moons have collective consciousnesses.
Yep.
People that like, light language are a collective consciousness of light language people. Light language people that are interested in dragons are their own collective consciousness. So it's sort of like a group of people getting together to talk about their exciting stuff about whatever that collective consciousness is. So the moon, and of course, the idea of eclipses all have their own collective consciousnesses. And together,
That's true.
when the moons combine with the eclipse idea, have an intersecting third thing of collective consciousnesses of moons and eclipses. And the sun probably plays into that effect too. And
Absolutely.
it's sort of exciting to think of at a higher level of consciousness, these groups getting together to celebrate our evening right now.
Yep.
And that we're participating in, we might not be out dancing by a fire, but we're celebrating the idea of all of this. And thank you everybody for coming and sharing tonight with us.
Absolutely.
And there are many, many collective consciousnesses in the vastness of the universe, celebrating our getting together and being able to celebrate with us in their own way.
And they're very excited when we want to connect. Very, very excited. And because everybody's awakening to this idea now too, they want to interact with us. That's really the bottom line, is they really want to, because they're excited about it. They're inviting us to use these crystals and cards and any permission slips, these tools of divination, to literally help us have conversations with other parts of the entire collective consciousness. But there's a consciousness for everything, a collective for everything, because they're excited about that particular thing. And I wanted to share just, the synchronicities that unfold for all of us during these events that we hold together. And those who watch it later, pay attention to the synchronicities that unfold, because synchronicity is the rule, is the magic, is the way it should be. And I shuffled this deck as we were talking a couple of times, and this card came up twice, and then it finally came up again. So the card is 19, balanced forces. Now I will say to you, can't see myself for some reason. I'm in the wrong spot. Okay, look, there's an eclipse at the top,
Mm.
crystal right below it.
Mm.
And there's a dragon on either side,
Yeah. I picked that one out. I was going to say, don't forget the dragons.
a star in the throat chakra. And I mean, look at the rest. This is who you are, everybody out there. This is who you are. And this is tonight. There it is. So I'm sure I'm missing something. There's something on, what is that? Is that symbols on the left and the right here on those feathers?
Yeah, like little geometric
Yes.
symbols.
Look at the crystal and the eclipse. I mean, come on. How it balanced forces. And that is exactly what's going to bring us into this next equinox, is it, because that equinoxes are all about balance, balanced forces, and alignment, balanced forces. When we're in balance, we're in alignment. When we're in alignment, we're in balance. These messages for each and every one of us are going to mean something very specific, to take us all to the next level of exploring our own consciousness, of understanding that our belief systems are not universal truths, in that we get to choose which, what direction we want to move in based upon the choices that we're making in our current belief systems. And if those current belief systems and the choices that we're making are not in alignment, creating an imbalance, we are now, like, again, tuning in to that frequency of being able to distinguish that dissonance between our alignment, what is and is not in alignment with us and with our heart, with our path. So all these I just feel like all these words have been just so overused in the, in our spiritual journeys, that I think so many, we've just run out of things to say, words to say. I actually picked these earrings. I hardly ever wear earrings. And I happened to pick these because they looked exactly like full moons, and they sort of look like a little partial eclipse there. So, so it's things like that, using little tiny permission slips to connect with higher aspects of ourselves, and reminding ourselves that there's an entire layers of consciousness that we really don't understand, but to know in our hearts that they're there, they're watching, they're listening, they're participating. The dragons, whatever we want to communicate with. Les emosotoshi is a matea, lenjano tovimia, and is a makeba shu. Niakela is a mosoposiana, is about, again, I just feel it's this connectedness of that heart, that earth energy, connecting with our own sacred sounds, and nurturing ourselves, nurturing our dreams.
Shurahanari ekinatoma. Suale kila nurole shilana kinya. Suala iana donoma hanatine.
Ina ko tebes mose ishino ko imba bes na shemiana. Ela hina maleva katomia maleva saborishno sakemi ajeno to be kiana to vespose. Si shono to be amana ate. Savishno to be ina alokonite. Amashoto ifsa mashato konta. Ale zamatoshana biavakania navaspadishana to kita vismasa. I'll now see all of a sudden I got this huge rush of like angels are here, angel energy. How can we tell the difference? People ask, or maybe people want to know, well, how do you tell the difference? How can I tell the difference? I don't know.
We
I
all
just
have our
can't.
own little black
I
book.
just
I just
can't.
felt like a massive heart expansion throughout
Yeah.
that
It's
transmission.
it's like, how do you differentiate? By becoming aware of the other aspects of yourself, and you come into this place where it's, oh, I recognize that. That's the angel in me, or that's, my guide, or, oh, that's my this, or that's my, and I say my because each and every one of us have our own, things, I guess. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation we're not going to get into tonight.
Why don't we say goodbye to YouTube,
Yeah,
and
don't
we
listen.
could stay online and chat, not on YouTube for a little bit.
Okay.
I do want to say, and maybe we'll make a video about this another time, but it is very important that if you want to stay in touch
see
with
how-
us and find out about these videos and other things that we're doing, go to languagesoflights.com and sign up to the website membership. It's free. It's basically an
So you
email list.
yeah, it's just so we can get in touch with you all.
Because when we have these events, the only way you could really find out about them is if we email you.
Or that to just keep checking the website, because really, if
Facebook, YouTube,
I don't,
those.
none of, they don't share anything. I can
Right.
post all day long. They do not post these events anywhere
They
on
might
Facebook.
alert you that something's going on. They might not.
They might, yeah,
But if
and
you're interested in this kind of thing,
yeah, and
sign
even
up.
YouTube. We never know for sure what YouTube's putting out to who and where, and
Mm.
we don't know.
please do that. And of
Yeah.
course, if you get in touch with Wendy, or myself, or both of us, there's a contact form on the website. We get the emails right away.
And a lot of times too, for
I
subscribers,
love hearing from you.
and if you subscribe to the website, like I said, that part's free. It just also there's perks and discounts on sessions and things that we're, other things that we're working on. And of course, if if you like this work and it resonates with you, we always, hey, buy us a cup of coffee. The links are on the website. If you care to make a donation, maybe you don't want a reading, maybe you don't, whatever. But always reach out to me. I never will say no to anybody who needs a message, my services, whatever. So always be open to, never think that somebody is unreachable, or, I'm always here. I do this because I love it. I do it. I do this because this is my passion. This is my passion. And I just do it because I love it.
Peace
And
and grace. Much love when you.
oh, Gracie, you know what? I am so glad you're here, because that's really funny. I'm just gonna say I'm glad you're here. I was I was actually gonna send you a private message to see if you were gonna if you wanted to come and hang out, but I'm glad to see you here, and that just makes me happy that my intuition was I was definitely thinking about you, and but yeah, I'm glad you're here, and I hope that we brought you some loving energy, and thank you for being here and being a long time friend, just like Jody, Willow. I just can't even express. It's just sometimes just too big for me to express how I feel. And Gracie, I've even got your pendulum up here. I've got the necklace you made me. I've got the stuff that that's what I love about this. I love you too. And that just, it's hanging right here. I have it. I don't forget. And I was thinking about you today, and so anyway, yeah, I'm just glad you're here, and I hope this finds you well. I hope this finds you, in happiness and alignment. And of course, you and everyone. I'm always here for all of you. So, Nyatovis Meshe, Somosope Ala Kiina, sabasama paro, ne je ne ki e je ne passe masati ikiana se mesono tivesama. The sound of our heartbeats, Nyaposapashanati, we can hear each other, and quantum means quantum. We can hear each other like quantum Reiki, like Reiki energy, source energy. There is no boundaries to heart energy. There's no boundaries to love. There just aren't. And if I could only express to you, my boundless love for all of you, and you too, Jody. I know you've been going through stuff and too, and so I just hope that these gatherings touch each of us in a way that when we talk about healing really is just becoming in alignment with the best versions of ourselves that we can be in every moment. Lighten up on yourself, love yourself, give yourself a break. You're perfect every now moment. And it doesn't matter where you are spiritually or frequentially, it doesn't matter. What matters is being the best you can be in that moment. And even if that moment is I'm screaming and yelling and I hate what I'm seeing and I don't like my reality or whatever, fine. That's okay too, because that's your perfect expression in that now. And that's okay. We are never the same in any moment, never, ever. And the power that we have to heal ourselves and to get ourselves back into alignment based upon our own heart and beliefs. This is what I think our job is, to show each other, just like all of the other great masters. It's not that they had the answers. All the great masters will tell you already contain all the answers. I'm just here to remind you. That's all. That's all. Nobody gives you anything you don't already have. They can't. But what I can give is my love, my energy, my empathy, and what I believe, is a frequency of alignment in that love. Anyway, you know me, I could talk forever. Laniata. I love you guys so much. Does anybody want to have anything to say? Oh, you can speak if you like, say a blessing if you like, whatever you like. Just holler. Take your mic off.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm drinking water.
Until next time,
Miate vese. Stay hydrated.
stay tuned because it's something.
Yes. And watch out for next weekend. We're going to do something Sunday. What time?
Sunday at
Sunday the
2
22nd at 2:00
Central
p.m. Central Time. We'll put out the event link information. Same thing. Zoom. We're going to be celebrating the equinox. So wherever you are and whichever equinox you're celebrating, autumnal or spring,
or just Sunday.
just to hang out because you like us and like the energy.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Mwah. Niato vespe.
Shirautokurania, Hechishanarakia,
Itakiana. Bye.
Susukuria, Shandarake.
Okay, we should be off.